going on? If you guys are tuning in, I absolutely appreciate it. Like it, thumbs up, and do whatever fucking nice people do, because there are nice people in the world. We're going to get right into it. The secret sauce for today is progress, no matter how slow. Keep that in mind if you are building, working toward a future plan, a future goal. It does not need to happen this instant. Be patient. Grasapa. Be patient. On the docket today, Bitcoin needs to hit $70,000 before I am interested in making predictions or analytical analysis, because I think it's horseswoggle. When it hits 70K, I do also think that is the start of the meme coin super cycle that we are all waiting for. Cool Cats goes Manga. And why are Frogganas leading the 24-hour volume? Holy shit. Dogecoin, it has surge and resistance, and this is just in. A Doge whale just transferred over 103 million Doge. Is the bull starting for that coin? We're going to talk about some metrics, why I bring up Doge so much. You know, actually, the Doge is going to be on my Substack tomorrow, but there's going to be an interesting chart in there if you are interested. Next up, is Venezuela becoming communist? If you are on Telegram, have you played Cadison? It is on a tear. And wait till you hear what Charles Hoskins thinks. We are about to get into it. And the big market winner last night, it was not Elon. It was not Trump. It was Pump.Fun. Chaos to clarity, noise to narrative. It is Tuesday, August 13th. It is not Friday, so we are safe. And it is time for some rare bits. Today, the Crypto Greed and Fear Index is coming in at a 31. We are up 6 from yesterday in fear, out of extreme fear, which is nice. Bitcoin dominance, it is on the rise. ETH dominance, it is on the rise. Total crypto market cap coming in at $2.111 trillion. Top crypto search term for almost the entire week has been SUI. It is up 70% on the 7-day. This started in a red market. It was up 12%, 33%, 40%, 90%. It has retraced a bit, but this is something to have in your stack of goods. And I want to say that I found last night's conversation between former President Donald Trump and Elon Musk very intriguing. It revealed sides of both of these individuals that we seldom get to see. And unlike interviews, conversations do not require pacing. It was two dudes talking, and that's what was interesting about it. It, in my opinion, allowed us to get a deeper insight into both of these individuals. I see great value in that, as well as the platform that X is providing. Go Elon, go Trump, go crypto, and will you guys please start talking about fucking Bitcoin? God damn it. Before we get into more news, we are going to check the numbers for the nerds, and that means it's beer horn time. And today we are sipping a St. Arnold. It is one of their year-round beers. It is the Art Car IPA. It is multi-hoppy and full of body. It is delicious. 8.4. 8.4 is my rating. It comes in at 7.1% ABV. It is delicious. That is not my first trip around with the St. Arnold, so I am excited to try them. Yet again, we are looking at the map, and look at that map. It looks like the Jolly Green Giant has entered the stadium. We will take it. And even before, you know what? I'm just going to move this down too, because it is a new chart that I want to put in there. So we're going to get to that in a sec. So we're going to go from the beautiful green chart to the actual numbers at the moment. Bitcoin has crossed the threshold. Again, don't talk to me till it's above 70K. We're coming at $60,967. Yay. 70K, that's the number. Ethereum, 2728. Talk to me at $4,000. BNB, 525. Solana, 147. Is Solana in trouble? We're going to get into that. XRP, 57 cents. Toncoin, $6.50. Dogecoin, 10 cents. Will we see these numbers again? When is the bottom in? There is no need to try and catch a falling knife. I had people contacting me this morning saying, hey, are my positions good? Yes, they're good. You need to stop looking at the market and just take a breath. Hodlers are always rewarded. So be patient, everybody. Oh, look at this. It is a beautiful hour, a beautiful day, except for Say and Sui, which are both things to have on your absolute radar. Trust me. So everything is in the green. We love to see it. Anything outstanding, not particular. On the day, though, Near Protocol is up a whopping 8.5%. They are retracing some of this 20% loss that they've had over the month. Now, and so in my Substack, I am introducing just some different analytics every day, just different ways to look at the market, different factors that we can consider, just different ideas that affect the flow of what we see on the user end, which is where we are. There are so many intricacies into how this data gets compiled, what makes the RSI look good, what makes the EMA looks good, what makes the death cross appear, like all of these things. There's so many background factors. So I'm gonna start breaking them down one by one. So one of the neat things that I like, or that caught my attention today, is unique addresses used in relation and correlation to the price of Bitcoin. So the blue chart, or the blue line in the chart, is the number of new addresses. And it is funny. Okay, this is hilarious. And if we look at the dark line, that is the price of Bitcoin. So here, okay, we've got new addresses coming in, right? Bitcoin is spiking. And after we have enough market confirmation of people saying Bitcoin is going somewhere, Bitcoin is going somewhere, the people at the tail end of the cycle jump in late, right? They didn't listen to any of the stuff before. They listened to, after they've heard this stuff on their timeline for 3 or 4 months, they're like, we're gonna get in on this. And that's what it looks like. These new users shoot up right as the price plummets down, and they get caught in this terrible downwind, and it's frustrating. But the good news is we are at the bounce back. We bottomed out, I would say, on the 10th of August. So the new user wallets are starting to increase. It is going to be followed by the Bitcoin price increase because it brings liquidity, it brings new users, it brings all kinds of wonderful things that the space needs. So this is an interesting chart. Look for a new chart in my Substack tomorrow because they're super informative and it just gives you a different way to look at the market. We're going to do a quick 5-day flyby on everything. Again, the only thing I'm going to bring up is Monday. We're going to look at the prices, what they were on Monday. On Friday, the call, Friday's call was to have Ethereum, Solana, and Bitcoin both down from the price on Monday. So we'll see if this follows. We just got a green arrow for Bitcoin, which is nice. Ethereum has also picked up a green arrow, and Salamis have picked up a green arrow. We will see if this transfers to the next 5 days, and we will see what comes out on the other end. As far as liquidation levels in DeFi, we are down from yesterday, which is nice. Only 1.4 billion in liquidations. And the DEX volume rang in at about 5.972 billion, and probably all of that was Polymarket. That is not true, but man, these guys are just turning cents into dollars. They have really stumbled upon a good thing. Top meme coins by market capitalization. You can see if you are following along, and if you are not, I will tell you that everything is in the green today. It is really nice. There is nothing outstanding, nothing stupendous. It is just, to have green in August, to me, is a gift. So just enjoy these moments. When it turns red, do not panic, buy more. That is my goal. That is my advice. Looking at the top movers in the last 24 hours, we had some new stuff pop up. Bobcat, Brainlet is still on a tear. And what does a tear mean when the market is down? It's up 14% on the 24 hours. And that still registers as number 2 as far as top meme coin movement. So keep that in mind when you are watching the ebb and flow of the market. We have Mumu the Bull back on a tear. What is a tear in this market? It's up 9.9% on the 24 hours. Now, I've continually talked about Mog and Mumu the Bull as being these stalwarts of the community because I am on the timeline. I see the work that they're putting in, and it will resonate future forward. I've seen it play out. They're here for the long haul. When these coins are down, you should take that opportunity and put them in your satchel, in my opinion. Now, today's call was a coin called Kobe. Look at that cute little dog. It had a $3 million market cap at the time, so we are going to check in. So I have done some trading of this coin. We are going to go to automatic super quick so we can, why is this not cooperating? Okay, I'm going to zoom in. Okay, my apologies. Give me a sec. Go automatic. You know what? It's the time frame that I don't like. Give me 1 second, and we're just going to change this. Okay. All right, there we go. Okay, so now we are getting a look at what we want to see. So it is... Okay, so I've had a couple plays in this coin. I bought some. I needed to... So this is an example of stupidity. Sometimes I'll allocate a bunch of funds into a coin, and then I'll decide I need some of that back. So I'll sell some on a down note, which is absolutely moronic. But it has been on a pretty good move. It is consolidating at the moment, so I am happy with that. I think it's a decent play. My average buy-in price was about $276,000. So yeah, we've got a good differential there. We are just going to sit and let this ride. Again, I like this long term. I think it's super cute. There are people that are getting into it. So it is not financial advice. It is just when I wake up and I decide to do some trading, I pick a coin and I'm doing it on my BullX wallet. You can follow along, and we're going to see if we can turn one salami into 100. And we had some difficulty last night because, man, trying to bet on some of these meme coins, it is very difficult. It is a player versus player mentality, and people are betting with large amounts of Solana, and their motivations and intentions and skill level is often varied greatly. And when I say skill level, the introduction of robots and just the ability to just sandwich trade. I mean, it's insane what's happening. So one of the things that I think is interesting about Pump Fund, and I'm just riffing on this, is people are getting tired, right? It's the same thing. And they need to cycle users. So when a certain group gets tired of the casino, they go back home, and they need to entice people to come and try it out again. So not only do we have a group that's getting tired with not winning like it used to be able to, we're hearing stories that they just cranked in millions of dollars doing absolutely nothing. So the fatigue and frustration mixed with the news of the platform doing extremely well with very few incentives for the users, or the users have requested things like stop making it free to launch coins. So it sets a barrier and makes the community bigger, better, and stronger. And it seems like that is falling on deaf ears. So do we see a cycle of people? Does the cycle come back when the market comes back? Again, talk to me at $70,000 Bitcoin. That is when action will be happening. Now, one of the things that I'm continuing to watch is the correlation between who will be in the White House as it goes to Polymarket predictions and the price of Bitcoin. This morning, we were looking at $59,060 with Kamala 52% chance of sitting in the presidential seat, and Trump's percentage is 46. So do we see, you know, here's some interesting stuff. We have so far until November. We've got debates. We've got a shit show to go through. So these polling numbers are, you know what, if you're ahead, it's great. It's a talking point. When you're behind, it's, you know what, we don't care. So we're so early on those in this race. There's nothing to get all jumped up about just yet. Now we are going to talk about Cool Cats and their adventure into Manga Land, which we absolutely like, especially if you are an anime fan. Cool Cats, they released the second chapter of their manga series. It is called Comic Days. They created it with Kodansha and Sanfran Tokyo, featuring Cool Cats NFT characters and in what is called Sapphire Town. And I went through some of the graphics. They're absolutely they're fantastic. They are in color. This was the one graphic that I saw in black and white, and it just reminds me of some old manga from a long time ago. So that is the one I selected to go with. Next up, we have the Froganas. So this collection, it is, I've talked about this before. And I can even, just because we've talked about it so much on the podcast, the Froganas, I think during, like the peak of the not even the peak of the NFT market, but we have these little peaks and valleys. We've had this peak where Magic Eden was just starting to dominate and picking up traction as some of the Blur and some of these other marketplaces, OpenSea, were losing some of their footing. And around that time, Frogana started trading. And on a good day, there were about 13,000 trades every 24 hours. You know, and it would range between 10 and 15,000 trades. That is an enormous amount of trades for a collection that has 10,000 pieces. I mean, it's just absurd. And this has continued nonstop. And what's interesting is I don't know if the people that are doing this are assuming that they are going to receive diamond rewards through Magic Eden by gaming the system. It's a preschool idea to think that 14,000 trades of a collection in 24 hours is going to yield you results that people aren't getting, and you've won, and nobody's going to question the validity of your diamond allocation. So the gauntlet is absolutely about to come down. It is going to be interesting. What's also interesting is the overall NFT market has kind of rebounded a bit. So the volume is up, and interesting, OpenSea has kind of kicked up some dust. They seem to be moving some NFTs at the moment. So they are doing, in the last 24 hours, they moved more than anybody. So we also had Fluff World and DGods increased, while and this is funny, the Fidenzas, the price is down quite a bit. And that was such a sought after collection during this bull market where people just wanted to have that in their ledger for long-term holding. And I wonder if the fanfare has worn off. I wonder if people are still interested in collecting that and having that as a piece long-term. Do you guys think that these pieces will have relevance? That's why you would want to hold this, right? If some of these artists actually claim title during this time, 10, 15, 20 years from now, do you want to hold a piece of their work? And also, will these artists continue to put out work 10, 15 years from now, keeping them relevant? To be a blip in the radar is a one-hit wonder. To be the Rolling Stones, you need to continue to putting out stuff. So who will be the Rolling Stones, and who's going to be the one-hit wonder? It will be interesting to see what goes out. Okay, so Dogecoin, it is down. Okay, we just had a whale move, a tremendous amount of this stuff off exchange, which leads people to think that it's time to hodl because something is about to happen. So, I don't know. It's risky. The reason it's not risky is because of the number of people that hold this token in relation to every single other token on the planet. The number is staggering, meaning almost everybody has it. Almost all normies know what this is and have access to it. And if you're deep in the crypto space, you might not have any of this, right? It might not be your play at the moment because maybe the gains aren't there. For people that are new, that are coming in, this will be a player. So keep this on your radar. Tomorrow in the Substack, I'm going to lay out some interesting facts about what's going on with this coin. But it is something to watch. Now, in Venezuela, I don't know, they're having some absolutely difficult times and there are some political troubles, but they have decided they have blocked access to Binance, to X, to Signal. And all of this is following a bunch of political turmoil that they are going through. I don't know. I think Binance and some of these other crypto companies are saying, listen, your funds are safe, even though you don't have access to communicate with us. We understand that you're going through stuff. Are people using VPNs? Are VPNs a way to get around government restrictions like this? Crypto should be universal. So to remove somebody's access, is there a way around it? If you are dealing with this in Venezuela, well, one, you can't respond because you don't have X. Two, okay, so this is a moot point. I'm going to move on. But if you do know, if you are in a country where access is restricted and you hop on a VPN, one, does that grant you the access you need? And two, does that set off a radar point or a blip on the radar for the internal government to find you? Are they on the lookout for people that are actively using VPNs? Is that a thing? Next up, we have Cadison. I have been checking in on all of the games that come out on Telegram, just seeing what's what. I put a list out in my Substack about 4 or 5 days ago of what I thought was interesting. Cadison, these guys are crushing it. They have engaged 25 million players so far. They convert 1.5 million into on-chain users. What does that mean? You can come in and mess around with this game. If you like it and earn some money, you have the option, hey, do you want this money put in your wallet? If you answer yes, in 2 seconds, you have a crypto wallet. Now you're an on-chain user. It is as easy as signing up for a subscription service in the old days. All you need is an email. Having this go through your Telegram and being authenticated through your phone is a security factor that people are happy with at the moment. So play a game, earn some money, get crypto put in your wallet today, turn it into your local currency anytime you want. It is that easy. So with outreach of 25 million people, and this is a short amount of time, like this is a couple months. So this is absolutely amazing to see. They are turning Web 2 people into Web 3 people very, very quickly, and I am here for it. And then all of this is on the Ton network. Ton, I talk about that all the time. We saw it drop down to 565, 555, I think was the bottom before it started cranking back up. It was traveling and consolidating nicely in the $7 range, and then the market went haywire on that Black Monday or whatever the fuck people are calling it, but just that 2-day blip where people didn't know what the fuck was going on. We've rebounded from that. We are still going to crab walk sideways, in my view, but these are consolidation periods where if you see something drop red and you like it, put a little bit in your bag. Next up, we have Marathon Digital, and you have to love this. So Marathon Digital has deciphered a way for absolutely every single Bitcoin that is mined on one of their rigs. It has the stamp. It is from the Mara pool, and it is made in the USA. So that makes me smile. It's kind of interesting, which brings up another point, because Bitcoin nerds are so nerdy. Are we going to see countries, locations, cities, pirate groups, good groups, small engineer firms? Why are you not signing your Bitcoin when it is produced, stating you were there and did this at that time? This is a missed opportunity by everybody. It is, you have an opportunity to author the issuance of a currency that will live forever. If you are not signing it, you are making a mistake. Now, this brings up an interesting point. If we see this start to transpire moving forward, do we have artists signing Bitcoin block? Who gets involved in this? And then what is the worth? Who is going to sign the last Bitcoin block? I mean, there's so many interesting things. It's interesting. It opens up a whole new wavelength of opportunity to locate scarcity and, I don't know, create demand. I think it's interesting. It's an interesting way to look at it. I haven't heard anybody talk about it. So I wanted to bring that up today because I thought it made sense to me. Next up, we have Charles Hoskins. He's got the bullhorn out, and he is absolutely saying, if you do not vote Republican, you are voting against crypto. I do not need to sparse my words nor his. It is that simple. The Democratic rhetoric is so anti-crypto until their stance changes. They bring demise of something that has the opportunity to change the trajectory of the United States forever. Missing out on this will be like missing out on the internet. If the US doesn't understand that yet, they will when it's too late. So Charles Hoskins, I am absolutely with you in your stand. We need to get people in government that understand crypto and are pro crypto. It is that simple. Okay, next up, Bitcoin. It's forming a symmetrical triangle pattern. We see all kinds of shit. This is actually the Jito chart. There's our Bitcoin chart. So this is from Ali Charts, and we are just seeing some patterns that we like. We are going to be looking for some things to happen. You know what? And like, again, my take on, I put a bunch of different technical analysis from a bunch of different quants in my Substack. Why? Because I want people to have different viewpoints and make their own view. My viewpoint is that we crab walk sideways. So to me, these charts are irrelevant until September 23rd. That is just what I am going with. So I did want to touch on this for a second. So we do have Jito. Okay, so we have, where did this go? Because this was really interesting. So analyst Blunts, he is forecasting a really nice rally. So I don't follow this token. And that is another reason why I bring different quants in, because you can only follow so much of the market. Like, I have interest in things and I want to see those things grow. I try and have feelers out and I try and intake stuff, but people that have really strong opinions, I think it's wonderful to bring them to light. So Blunts he's super bullish on Jito at the moment. It is a Solana-based decentralized staking pool. So there are some mechanics in the back end that seem to have it make super sense as far as a business. These are not meme coins. These are utility tokens with an underlying community, an underlying function that are going to continue to drive the ecosystem forward. So if you are unfamiliar, put this on your radar. Ticker sign JTO, and the company is called Jito. Next up, we have some Polymarket stuff. What do we have? Okay, so this is interesting. So Polymarket has absolutely taken off. Usually I pull it up as one of the segments because they have some interesting news. But most of the shit is kind of depressing right now, and we don't need to talk about military incursions at the moment. So what is interesting, Polymarket has just decided to partner with the AI-powered search engine Perplexity, and it's going to do a couple things. One, it's going to give users news summaries of all the stuff that's happening, but two, it's also going to give analytics on ways to bet. And what I think about is interesting is, right, if the computer tells everybody 60%, 40%, does that mean 60% of the people vote this way, 40% that way? Where are people going to put their money? Do you begin to try and play against the odds of what the human psyche is doing if the computer is suggesting the same outcome for everything? The other thing we have to keep in mind, and this is a point I had not considered, and somebody brought this to my attention, was the people behind Polymarket. I don't think I'll get to it tomorrow, but I will do a story on this in my Substack, is I want to figure out what their political leaning is, right? So if they have a strong ideology about a political preference and they are presenting a place for people to place bets, are they swaying or presenting the information in a viewpoint that highlights the candidate of their preference? So this is something that I am going to be digging into, which I am excited to do over the next couple of days. Next up, we have Cardano's network. They are processing currently about 7.2 billion a day in on-chain value. The long-term holders are finally showing some confidence with 40% of ADA's total supply held by them. The bag holders are heavy. The ADA, Cardano, Charles Hoskins, Army is heavy. Shout out to Lily. Hopefully these guys keep making good sense. And Charles makes so many good points. I've tried to reach out to him to get him on my podcast. I would love to talk to him about getting voting on the blockchain and why is that not happening? And can we do that with Cardano? One of the last stories we're going to get into today is we have XRP has just had a bunch of wild activity. So depending on what statistical analysis you pull up, it varies drastically. So an idea was if, as of August 12th, XRP's 24-hour trading volume So depending on if you went to Binance, CoinDesk, or Coinbase, the numbers are tragically different, ranging from 1.28 billion to 2.23 billion to 1.16 billion. These are huge differences into something that should be on the blockchain and calculable instantly. So the fact that we are having these discrepancies, it's not super reassuring, not only for me, but people are just getting into the space. So we are talking about Solana. Ali Martinez, he's saying we could have a drop. I brought it up in a space earlier today that I think as we crab walk sideways, we're going to see some of these coins affected more than others. I think Solana might possibly be one of these psychological easy ins and outs that people tend to use. On the bottom side, I could see Solana touching like 125 on the downside before we get out of things. This is me holding onto my bags through the bear market. If you guys are still craving crypto clarity, please subscribe to my Substack today. I hope you guys are enjoying all the things. Stay out of trouble.